All right, all right. I hope you guys can see me. I'm going to post a quick message, making sure you guys refresh your screen. Refresh your screen so you don't see that other video there. That would be great. Let me also go there and delete the video that I did that was called Test. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I actually got to hop on the line tonight as well for those who are dialing in. So bear with me as I am multitasking, as we usually have calls on Sunday night. Our ramp up and win calls. See me. Okay, cool. I'm going to post a quick message, making sure you guys. So we are live there. Good deal. So you guys are responding. Refresh your screen, and then we are going to get cranking. We're going to get cranking. So let me just dial into this line. We'll get started. Tracy should be on shortly, and we can get going. So guys, tonight what we're going to do, we're going to give you an update of what's going on, all the changes if you haven't heard yet, and how it's going to benefit your business. And then I'm also going to share with you guys some of the things that I'm doing differently with my team, with the direction that I am wanting to go in. With regards to helping you guys get your business to the next level. So we're going to have some good news tonight. We're going to have some good stuff, discussions, updates, and insight on tonight. And so that's going to be pretty exciting. Uh-oh. Hold on, I'm calling a replay number. So give me 1 second. Let me make sure I dial in, just in case people are dialed into the line and they don't know to get on this webinar. So guys, we got some exciting stuff. I see many of you guys are chiming in. And as I said, there's some good things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, as well as some insight that you need to know regarding our Empower Network businesses. All right. Hey, guys, if you are on this line, please dial in to Hangout. You got to not dial in, but go to our online. We're doing a Hangout tonight. So go to hangoutwithnick.com, hangoutwithnick.com, and we'll actually be doing a live Hangout tonight. All right. So I will see you on that line, guys. We are actually live as we speak. So come on over to hangoutwithnick.com and hear the updates and things that we're going to be sharing on tonight. All right, so I see Tracy is coming on the line. Tracy, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm just putting this in recording mode. Mute mode, so that they can actually hear us. If you are on the line, if you're on our conference call, please dial into hangoutwithnick.com, hangoutwithnick.com. All right, team. So we got some exciting updates on tonight, and we want to share with you some new things that are happening within our Empower Network businesses. I'm not sure if you guys have been keeping up with the Google Hangouts, as well as with the video that Dave Wood put up in the back office of our blogs. Hey, Tracy Walker Mama. She looks red and just cheeky. Hey, cheeky, cheeky. That's that last couple of weeks of carrying the baby. So yeah, guys, if you guys have been keeping up with what's going on, we got some exciting news that we want to share with you and give you insight on how this is going to be a major game changer for your businesses, and also just getting you to understand the commitment to finding ways to really help you take your business to the next level. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys some things that I personally am going to be doing to help with your businesses. I'm going to just help you give insight on ways to leverage your businesses to do some things. And so before we get started, Tracy, you want to say anything, darling, just in case the baby comes tonight in the midst of this call? Yeah, we just had this discussion. I have already, since the baby's coming, this week or next week, but we already came to a date on that, right? June 5th.
Yeah. We already know. Birthday. Nicole, you're not supposed to tell everybody that. This is why I was like, why is Nicole talking about this on Facebook? We almost there. She gonna reveal the whole secret.
It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Well, hey, we blew the whistle, but everybody's waiting anyway. We've been waiting till May 27th. That didn't happen, so might as well give the news.
That's why it's been fun with everybody like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I've just been, reveling in and having fun. But, yeah, they would have to, I mean, to be technical, they would have to induce me by the 10th because that would be 42 weeks. And so instead of just waiting 5 more days, we're just going to do it on the 5th because that's Kilo's birthday. So to have Josiah on his dad's birthday is kind of, the thing. So we'll see. He could come before then. If he doesn't, then it'll be on the 5th. So we'll see.
How awesome is that? Well, you have been a hangout machine lately because we have some exciting news. Why don't you tell everybody why we are on this hangout tonight?
All right. Well, Nicole, thanks so much for, allowing what's normally your team call to be a little bit of a sharing type of call and bring everybody up to speed on what's happening. And thank you for allowing me to be here to share this information collectively with everyone inside of your organization. And there's three main things that I want to go over this evening. The first thing would be the 2 new changes that will affect every single person inside of Empower Network as an affiliate. The second thing would be the model that we should pretty much all be following. In other words, the processes that we should be doing in our businesses and rowing the boat to rowing in the same direction. In other words, in this boat that we're in. And the third thing would be a little homework assignment that I've been giving out to every single team that I have spoken with over the past few days that I expect to be done because it's actually kind of critical. And so, Nicole, I know that you'll make sure that that's done. So thing number 1, we have 2 new changes. Nicole said earlier that hopefully you had a chance to watch the Hangout that David Wood did the other day. If you did not get a chance to watch the Hangout or watch the replay, I'm still going to suggest that you watch it so that you can hear this another time. I know this is being recorded, so you'll, of course, be able to come back and listen to this as well. But there's 2 major changes affecting Empower Network. One of them being a change in the way that our comp plan is reflected, and 2, a way for us to help more people, A, get all of the training that they need to be successful, and B, be positioned to receive max compensation in our pay plan. With the pay plan change, as we all know, if you've been in Empower Network any period of time, we are used to explaining and sharing with people that your first, your third, and your 5th sale you get to keep. In other words, if you make a $25 viral blogging sale, that first $25 sale you keep, the second one passes up to your sponsor, the third one you keep, the 4th one passes up to your sponsor, the 5th one you keep, the 6th one passes up to your sponsor, and then every 5th sale from that point forward passes to your sponsor. So sale number 16, number 21, number 26, 31, 36, 41 through infinity. Well, the change is that we've just reversed that, and now the numbers have flipped, okay? So now your first, your third, and your 5th sale, those sales actually pass up to your sponsor. You get to retain the 2nd sale and the 4th sale, all right? And then you keep sales 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then sale number 5 passes up. And then you keep the next 4, and then it's still every 5th, but now your every 5th falls on multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, like that, okay? Now, you might not, if you're new and you haven't sponsored anyone, then you might not see a big difference. It doesn't matter to you, and that's fine too. We don't want you to be confused about it. It's just a simple change. For some of you that have been in the company a while, you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, why are they changing the first sale more prevalently? Why are they changing the first sale to now go to the sponsor as opposed to the actual rep who sponsored the person? And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons for that. Let's start with a major reason. One major reason is that there have been some questions in reference to people that were in Empower Network and decided to go somewhere else or started doing other things. What was the main reason why that started to occur? And there's been an overwhelming response being that the main reason most people left is because they never heard from their sponsor. Right? I mean, it wasn't because Empower Network sucks. It wasn't because, oh my goodness, the website is this. It wasn't because the blog is doing that. It wasn't because the pay plan is this. It was mainly because people never heard from their sponsors. Now, this doesn't make it right, but the reality is that we are in a business, right? And if you think about it, if your first sale you get, that's really no incentive to your sponsor to help you. Right? What benefit does your sponsor have to help you except for hoping you stay on long enough to help you get your second sale, right? Which is pretty good. However, that leads me to the second reason why I think it's of benefit, because when we look at the industry standard, a couple years ago, actually more than a couple years ago, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I was in a totally different company, right? Power Network wasn't even in existence yet. And the industry standard at that time was that the average new rep coming into any network marketing organization or direct sales company was that they could sponsor 2.3 people, right? I remember that number so clearly because I used to say it in presentations, all right? 2.3 people the average person would sponsor. And so at that time, I was in a binary type of program where that seemed in my mind methodically viable, because if the average person could sponsor 2 people, then it made sense that we were in a pay plan where they had to sponsor at least 2 people to be completely active and activated in the pay plan, right? Now, times have changed. As a result, the average new rep only sponsors 1.7 people, right? Which is less now. So now let's think about that. If the average person sponsors 1 person, right? Because 0.7 doesn't matter, right? You can't sponsor 0.7 of a person. But if the average person sponsors 1 person on their own, if there was incentive from the sponsor to help that person, well, then now that sponsor would be compensated for working with that new member coming right out of the gate, making sure they understood the basics, making sure that they understood exactly what steps they needed to take to move their business forward, making sure they had their mindset right, making sure they had the tools, the resources, maybe the coaching that's going to have to go into it, maybe some one-on-one time or whatever it may be. If there was a financially vested interest that the sponsor had, it would make that relationship a little bit better. Secondly, it keeps now the new rep in the game because they technically don't receive compensation until their second sale, right? Now, right now, anybody could sponsor their first person. They could be in a break-even position, and they could never do anything else, right? And if Nicole is your sponsor, and she spent 4 hours with you on the phone, or 4 hours communicating with you back in email messages, or Skyping, or Google Hangout, or whatever, and you made your first sale, and you're happy and she's happy, but then you quit and never made any more sales. Well, Nicole never saw any benefit by working with you, right? Now, again, yes, we love people and we're going to always help people. Our industry is about that. But let's not forget it's a business, right? Let's not forget we all have to put food on the table, and we all have obligations and responsibilities, and it is a for-profit business, so we all want to be compensated for our time. So reversing it in that way causes someone like me, someone like Nicole, someone like you're watching this, to reach out and help your new rep get going as quickly as possible, because it benefits you to do so, and secondly, you should want to help your team anyway, right? We're just making it more feasible for you to do so. Now, one of the extra reasons why this is so powerful is because the traditional network marketers actually can understand that if they go in and they help their new rep, right? Let's say Nicole, and Nicole goes in and her new rep's name is John. right? And John comes in, and John is statistically only able to sponsor 1.7 people. Well, John sponsors his first person, which is Bob, right? And then Bob passes up to Nicole, right? Bob's commission passes up to Nicole, which means that now traditionally network marketers are used to tap rooting. Right? We're used to, from an old school perspective, we're used to getting your new rep started and doing what? Get their list, right? You get their list and you find the people on their list that's ready to get going, and then you get that person enrolled. And then what do? You get that person's list, right? And you begin to stack each person through this tap rooting process. Well, now if Nicole goes out and her first and Bob, he goes on and he sponsors his first person, and that first person, and Bob passes up to, or that first person passes up to Nicole. Nicole now has incentive to now work with Bob's new person too, right? Because Bob's first sale will also pass up to Nicole, because that's the way our plan works through Infinity. So now Nicole can work with Bob's new person. And then when Bob's new person's person gets started, that's coded to Nicole too. So traditionally, in a traditional network marketer's mind, they can taproot, and if their rep is only going to sponsor one person, they can get that one person, they can taproot, they can reach into that person's sphere of influence, they can help that person sponsor their first person, and it benefits that leader to keep digging deep into the organization to do so. So that was a lot about what David talked about on that Hangout, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone understands what the reversal is and some of the reasons why we think that it's necessary and why we think it's also beneficial to all of us. Secondly, if you are a person that's recruiting, that's sponsoring, what we do understand is that if you never start to see pass-ups, which is a critical component of our pay plan, you will consistently be in the habit or feel that you need to keep recruiting wide all the time. You would always have to sponsor someone new, because no one you sponsor can sponsor more than one person statistically, which means since that's the case, in our old pay plan, you don't see power line sales, right? You're not receiving pass ups. So if any of your frontline people don't sponsor anybody and then your frontline people quit, what happens is that you have no residual income, right? So what we're trying to do is stabilize the entire organization and help people who normally would not see pass-ups to see pass-ups, and that also increases their income and their ability to earn simply for working with and helping the team members that they had anyway, okay? So that's what's happening with the power line reversal. The second most important announcement is that there will now be an opportunity for every single person to get all in. In other words, gain access to all 5 of our core products, which happen to be the viral blogging system, the Inner Circle training audios, the Costa Rica, the 15K, and the Master's course. Now, traditionally, each of these courses were sold at face value, which totaled over $5,100. And we all know, I mean, Nicole knows, I know, and if you're all in right now, you know that that's what we paid to purchase all of the products, okay? Here's the thing. We also understand that the majority of affiliates inside of Empower Network have not been able to make 15K sales, which are $1,000 commissions, nor have they been able to make a significant amount of master's course sales, which would be $3,000 commissions. And we know why. The reason is because most people do not understand 2 concepts. One concept being scarcity and one concept being fear of loss. These are marketing techniques and strategies that people who can implement them can make sales. In other words, if you are able to provide a bonus, provide some incentive, do some type of training, understand psychologically what scarcity and fear of loss is, you can pull your team of people together, get them on a hangout, and say, listen, for everybody that gets in at least at the 15K level, we're going to do a special airplane balloon ride, right, a hot air balloon ride, and then we're going to do some private mastermind coaching. And then I'm going to give you my top 3 secrets on how to recruit people on Facebook. But you've got to do it tonight by midnight, right? Now, those people who can speak with authority and give scarcity and give that fear of loss, they can make those sales all day long, right? We can do that. But what about the person who may be new to the industry, who A, doesn't even know what scarcity or fear of loss is? What about the people who may know what it is, but just they aren't sure how to use it? What about the people who may not have a team that's grown yet, and they don't really know how to promote scarcity and fear of loss to prospects or to people on their list? Well, then that ability to make that $1,000 or $3,000 commission, it just falls by the wayside. So the decision was made that Empower Network as a company actually institute a fear of loss and a scarcity model for every single person that's an affiliate of Empower Network, which means that now every person that joins your team starting either tomorrow or Tuesday, just kind of depends on when the programming is completed, every new person that joins your organization will see the opportunity to get all 5 of the core products in their first 3 days of enrollment for $29.97, right, as opposed to $51.25 or whatever that is. After those first 3 days are up, the price will increase $1,000, and over those next 4 days, the price to get all of our core products and be all in will be $39.97. So that is a full 7 days from the time that a person enrolls, that the most they would pay to be all in would be $39.97. All right. Now, after those 7 days are up, the prices go back to face value, and it's just $51.25 again. Okay. So what does that do? Well, what that does is it means that you don't have to hold a special hangout. You don't have to offer a special bonus. You don't have to do any of those things. Now, if you want to do them, then you can still do them. There's no restrictions. There's nothing stopping you from still giving bonuses and offering other things that differentiate you in the marketplace. But in terms of helping people to get all-in sales and make more money from the simple system that we already have, being able to do that is going to help a lot of new people getting started who have no experience in marketing be able to make these type of higher end sales quickly and more consistently, because the system is automated to do that. Now, I do want to share with you that in light of that happening, I want to make it crystal clear that there will be no loopholes in that. In other words, if you have been, or your new person has been in the business 3 days, and on that 4th day, midnight, the price goes up to the $1,000, and that person slept too late, or their computer wasn't working, or they were trying to buy on their phone at 11:59 and it didn't work, or their cousin, or whatever. What I'm here to tell you is that calling customer service, calling Nicole, asking can she call Dave, inboxing me, asking me can I call whoever for a favor is not going to work. It's not going to work for one main reason, because the FTC regulates how we handle pricing. We are over $100 million as a company, which means that we're going to follow the rules. And we cannot, in terms of what price elasticity means, we cannot alter how we present discounts and time to different people. So if we're going to offer a discount, we have to offer that discount to all the people for the same amount of time. And then if we're going to increase, then we have to offer that increase to all the people for the same amount of time. All right. And once we take it away, we can't then incentivize you down the road and say, oh, at an event, now you can get all in at $29.97 again. It's not going to happen. So those are the rules. Don't expect to see the discounts for happening for something else. Okay. Nobody else in Empower can offer you these discounts outside of the time frame that you will see in your own back office. All right, you will see a timer that's counting down once they get this done, and you will know what you have to do. But there will be no, ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's nothing that Nicole and I are going to be able to do about it. The system will track you. It knows the activity that you're taking. And so my suggestion before we even get going down that road is that you take this very, very seriously. I know that somebody is not going to believe that this discount is going to go away after 3 days, right? You think it's going to be there for 5, and you're going to wait, and then when it goes up, then you're going to say, oh my goodness, I meant to. And I'm here to tell you that customer service and Empower Network Corporate they're not honoring any of that because it would be a violation of what the FTC has stipulated in terms of what we can do with our pricing, period, the end, all right? So now that gives every single person on this Hangout, if you are not all in yet, it gives every single person a chance to get a full-blown internet marketing education for under $3,000. And, you know, I just, from time to time, I try to think, like, where can you go and pay $3,000 and get the level and quality of education that we provide in our products for under $3,000 and literally be able to use that outside of Empower Network. We have hundreds and hundreds and probably thousands of people, I know even on our team, that may not even be generating a full-time income in Empower Network, but because they have taken the education and the tools and the training that they've acquired through our products elsewhere, they've been able to become best-selling authors like Dana Che Williams. They've been able to go out and recruit, you know, small businesses and make $10,000 and receive, you know, consultation fees for $10,000 and $15,000 and $20,000, utilizing the exact same information that you have access to right here today or tomorrow, starting probably for under $3,000. So if I were you, I would get very, very serious about making sure you step up and get all in if you're not all in yet. I do want to share, though, that even within that, let's just say that you already have the blog and you already have the inner circle, and let's say maybe you already have the Costa Rica, right? So you have 3 of the 5 products. That $29.97 will be prorated for you to purchase the remaining 2 products without having to pay the full $29.97. Right? So you're not even going to pay $29.97. Now, technically, for you to get those remaining 2 products, it's $4,500, right? It's $1,000 for 15K, and it's $3,500 for the master's course. That's $4,500 that tonight you would need to come up with to be all in, right? If this new bundled package was not put in place. But starting tomorrow or Tuesday, you'll be able to get your remaining 2 products for under the $29.97 because they'll prorate it based on what you already own. Now, clearly, they're not going to prorate it on a 1-to-1 ratio, right? Meaning if you own the $25, they're not going to just subtract $25, right? If you own the Costa Rica, the Inner Circle, and the blogging, they're not going to just subtract $625, obviously, because the whole price is $29.97. Right? So there's a percentage of each product that is calculated inside that $29.97, and then you will pay the prorated amount based on what you have left, all right, which is virtually should be nothing. So if you've been working to get all in, here's your chance to do it. When it kicks off, you will have the same 3 days, and then following 4 days, which it will go up for $1,000, and then after that, you're not going to be able to do it at that bonus price either. Okay, so it's you who may be not all the way in yet, plus all your new members who get started. They will see that, and the timing and all that stuff, or the timer and the clock will all be in your back office, and it will keep track of every single person. And this will go on forever, right? This isn't a bonus period. This isn't only going to happen for June, or it's only going to happen for July. This is the new way that it's going to be. Every new person will get a chance to have this opportunity as we move forward as a company. So over the next 90 days or so, it's really an opportunity for you to work with Nicole and the things that she has going on, being all in. And I mean, she already does this, and I do too. And I've asked or just advised everyone else that if you're not all in, that it's just we can't personally work with you. Right? We just can't. It doesn't mean that we don't love you. It doesn't mean that we don't care or that we don't support you. It means that we need you to make the full commitment to your business because you're requiring us to make a full commitment to you. And if you're not willing to step out there on faith and do what you need to do to achieve your goals and your dreams, well, we're clearly not going to tie a rope around your neck and pull you up a hill, forcing you to live free. Okay, if that's not what you really want to do. So it's your decision to do that. So those are the 2 main changes that have taken place. And so, Nicole, what I want to do now is kind of pause for a second and see if anybody has any questions or if there are any comments so that we can attack these issues before we move on to the model and the homework assignment.
All right, cool. I'm looking at the, let me update it now. I've been looking. I haven't seen any questions yet. Guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and roll them out on the Facebook chat on the page because I am monitoring it. And just to give you guys a little update, as I shared, I was going to share some.
What you really?
I was going to share some updates with you guys about what it is that I'm focusing on with regards to my team and just my business model in general. As you heard Tracy address the opportunities that are out there for those of us who have accessed this internet marketing information. And the more and more I get out there to the offline world, I realize we are freaking geniuses in this industry as a result of the information that we've learned. But I realize that many of you guys don't quite get how great this skill is because it's taken for granted because we talk about it so much. So what I'll be doing with the team is I'm launching RIP Academy within the team as well as outside to teach you guys how to create a digital marketing career with this information. How can you become a sales funnel master or a online business developer or a email content creation specialist? There's like so many opportunities with this information that I want to make sure you guys are aware of. And so for those of you who are all in and getting all in, there's just a tremendous amount of stuff that I've been doing. As you can tell, I've been a little quiet, putting stuff together in respect to this business model because I realize that a lot of people who've invested their money into Empower think that it's just for Empower and don't realize that you can leverage this and create six-figure careers. And so we're going to be talking a lot about that in the upcoming weeks. I've shared the call with you guys a couple months ago talking about all the industries out there, potential opportunities that you can pursue with the information that you've learned. Now we're going to go extensively into it and really talk about how to get business and how to build a business model and how to find clients and put services out there and convert those clients into deals, write contracts, blah, 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 blah. So that's exciting stuff. So I want to give you guys the heads up on that and ask for questions. Let's see what we got going on. I'm up to the 15K. I just need masters. I really want to be a part of the Founders Club, but I'm weighing the decision between having that opportunity and buying my masters at a huge prorated discount. What are your thoughts on pros and cons of that?
Okay, so Founders Club members, thank you for bringing that up. Let me just share what that is. For all the people that are already all in, that means people that paid full price for all the products. We have what we're calling now the Founders Club, and you will be a Founders Club member. And there will be some special things done for this group because we understand that, Nicole, myself, you who just made that comment, we paid full price, right, for all the products, just like everybody else did. So there will be some special things that will be done. I know for sure at the Charlotte event, we've been talking about that. Even myself and Lawrence Tam have been talking about doing a special little joint venture with all of our teams for people as well, and a host of other things, maybe some incentives and prizes and this and that. But that has not been completely solidified yet. All I can say to you is that, if you want to be a Founders Club member, then you need to pay the full price and you do it tonight, right? Because these changes take place tomorrow, essentially. And I can't say if it's going to happen exactly tomorrow because it may happen Tuesday. Right, but if you don't do it tonight and then it happens tomorrow, then you can't be Founders Club member. That's kind of just how it works. But you'll have to pay full price. If you want to get the significant discount, then you can just wait. The only difference is that you just won't have the designation as a Founders Club member. That's it. And might you miss out on maybe some special bonuses or some leaders trainings at the event or something like that? Yeah. But then the question that you have to ask yourself is, what's most important to you, right? If it's most important that you have this designation as Founders Club member, and that you're going to be in Charlotte for sure, and that you want to participate in some of the things that will be happening, then I would say go ahead and do it. Just get it done, and you'll be a Founders Club member, and it's over. But if you're more concerned with, okay, listen, right now I am more on a budget, and I can do the $29.97, or I can do the prorated amount for my one course, or save that $3,500, so to speak, then I would just do I would do the discounted rate, right? I mean, I can't really tell you that there's a huge big difference in it. It's not really the Founders Club is not really for people who decide tonight, right? The Founders Club is really keeping in mind that there are people that signed up last month before this even happened, and now we can't just forget that they just paid $5,100, right? It's for the people that 6 months ago did it after waiting a year and a half to do it, and they finally did it. And then we put a discount out there. They're like, oh darn, I should have just waited for the discount. We want to give these people a feeling that they still made the right decision. For you, if you're going to just do it tonight, it's not really designed to help you one way or the other, because it's really nothing that you've gained or lost, because you don't even have the product yet. So I can't tell you which one to do. All I'm saying to you is that, it probably won't make that big of a difference. Other than the fact that you'll be all in either way. You will get some special little stuff, but you could save, a boatload of money just by doing the prorated amount. So I know that's probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but that's the best I can really give you on that. Did that answer the question for Nick?
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. I'm looking now. I got to refresh the screen to see if new questions are coming in.
Okay.
It's showing more. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I don't see any more questions here. Did anybody else have any questions? Feel free to refresh your screen. Okay. Nope, Trace, you can go forward with our homework assignment.
Okay, phenomenal. So the next thing, well, let me just say this real quick before I get to the model. The next event, the next regional event is Charlotte, and that's coming up June 26th, 27th, and 28th. And this is our final regional event that we're going to be having, I believe, period. Okay, period, like ever for a long time. And the reason is because we just feel like our main family reunion type events, our big events, are better. It helps the leaders to have more synergy together. When we break up people want to choose like where their sponsor may be going and this and that, and some events don't get as much activity as other events, and so things like that are happening, and so we just rather reduce all the confusion from that standpoint and just focus on our every 90-day big event. So we're going to go back to that. However, there are going to be some very important announcements made in Charlotte, as well as an offline tool that David Wood has created, because although maybe Nicole or myself or you got into internet marketing because you were kind of burned out on doing the meetings, so to speak, or calling 100 people on a friends list or whatever that may be, there are actually some people who actually enjoy doing that. they love the frenzy of calling up people and saying, oh my goodness, I'm so excited, like you gotta check this out, right? You gotta come over, I'm doing something, let me show you, let's meet at Starbucks. There are people that they live and breathe that way of doing business, and we would be foolish not to accommodate those type of business builders as well. And so David Wood will be releasing this offline tool in Charlotte, which I think you would want to see, whether you choose to actively use it or not. That will be done. There will be a lot of other things, some new announcements that I can't even say because I'm under NDA to keep it to myself, which is true. I did have to sign an NDA. So there's just going to be a lot of things happening in Charlotte. It is the last regional event, and it's themed so good that I decided, and my family decided, that we were going to pack up and drive to Charlotte. Although previously I decided I wasn't going to go to Charlotte, but then I had to think, you know what? I did make a commitment. I made a commitment as a leader in the company that I would attend at least one regional event, and I wasn't physically able to go to Seattle, and I wasn't able to go to New Orleans. And I figured people would understand if I didn't go to Charlotte. I would have just had a baby and this and that, not a big deal. But then I had to reconsider what commitments I made, right? And being that I can physically go, it would just be my own insecurities and trying to learn being a new mom and handling the business and running around with the breast pump and having a refrigerator in the suite and doing all that was nervous, that made me nervous. It wasn't really, it didn't have anything to do with my business. It was just my life is going to change, and I was just nervous about having to do all that. And I said, you know what, Trace? You got it under control. You got enough friends. You got people that can help you, and you'll be fine. And so we decided that we would go. In other words, standing firm on my commitment. All right. So if you have made a commitment to be in Charlotte, I want you to know that there will be representation there. Nicole, I don't know if you're going to make it to Charlotte. Are you making it to Charlotte?
Yeah, I'll be in Charlotte.
Okay, so both Nicole and Tracy will be in Charlotte. Your team leaders will be there. And so I'm just going to encourage you to get there. Get there. If you have not already made the decision to get to Charlotte, then now is the time that you want to log into your back office and get the information that you need and purchase your ticket to get to Charlotte. We're going to be driving from here, which makes it easier because we're over on the East Coast, so we can definitely do that. But you've got a whole nother month, well, the rest of this month, essentially, another 25 days or so to get everything lined up and get yourself to Charlotte. It's the last event from a regional perspective, and plus it's an 8-core commitment, right, to attend all events. So make sure you get to Charlotte, take advantage of that. And from a leadership perspective, I will tell you that the more people that I get to each event, the less work that I really have to do with my organization, because everyone who attends, they come back home with a renewed sense of internal inspiration, right? They can motivate themselves. Doesn't mean I don't speak to them at all. It just means that we're speaking about different things. We're not talking about how do I any longer. We're talking about what's the best way for me to implement this thing that I've already thought about, right? And it's a way to actually secure growth in your leadership of the people that are developing as leaders, when they can see other people, when they can congregate with them, when they can see that everybody has similar situations or someone similar to them, and all those things like that. So bottom line is, get your ticket to Charlotte. I expect to see you there. If I can get there with a newborn, a doggone mobile bassinet, a pump, a man, a daughter, a car, a stroller, a car seat, all this stuff, and not even know what the hell I'm doing with all that stuff yet, and still be able to speak, and still have to talk to people at the event and walk around and run up and down the stairs because I got to breastfeed every 2 hours. Let me tell you, if I can do it, trust me, you'll be able to make it, and you'll probably get more sleep than me. All right. So moving along to the model. The model that I want to talk about is, what is it that we should all be doing? Like, all right, this sounds great. I got the pay plan stuff. Oh, and this is wonderful. Yes, I can talk to people about the packages getting all in. It's much more feasible now for every single person to be able to do it. Well, what am I supposed to be doing? All right. Well, number one, you are still to focus on getting your 2 new customers every single day. Okay, that has not changed, and that will not change. Why? Because in this type of business, you are going to have people that quit. You just are. And as long as you are focused on making sure that you have new business coming in every single day, what happens is that you don't revert into being needy and begging the few people that you did get in to get going. Right? When you have new business and new partners and you're getting everything rocking and rolling, you suddenly don't have time to worry about people who aren't following your directions and who aren't following the plan. All right? So 2 new customers a day is step number 1 of the model. Step number 2 of the model is that you are to have a new member coaching call with every single person that gets started in your business. Now, maybe that new member coaching call is done between you and an accountability partner, or maybe your partner will call and schedule the appointment on your behalf, and then you call and you actually go through the information with the person, or whether it's you that gives them a buzz right up yourself schedule the appointment or speak to them right away, you have to have the new member coaching. As I shared with you at the beginning, the number one reason most people said that they left or started doing other stuff or got distracted or this and that is because they never heard from their sponsor. So that is a very easy fix. The easy fix is you as the sponsor, call them. Call them and do the new member coaching. Now, in reference to how to do the new member coaching and what you can do, I've got two things to share with you. For one, in our Dream Team Training Center, we actually have the accountability partner training back there that tells you how to utilize your accountability partner, and it gives you the script on what to say during your new member coaching call. That's one resource that you have already available to you. I don't know if you've tapped into it. I don't know if you're using it or not, but it's already there, ready, just waiting on you to implement it. The second thing is for you to actually watch the video in the Fast Start trainings of the 8 core commitments, the one that says new member coaching, right? Watch exactly what David Wood is saying in that video, and then you'll know what to do from that perspective as well from there too. So you've got two paths that lead you both to success as it relates to your new member coaching. Number one, get your 2 people a day, and then number 2, you're going to do your new member coaching. Now, within your new member coaching, you have a couple of intentions, okay? It's not just a random call to say, hi, my name is, and I just wanted to welcome you to the team, okay? You have a few intentions. One intention is that you want to build some rapport, and you want to start building a relationship and start getting to know the person's dreams and their goals. Right? You want to start to know that about people and have them start expressing that to you. Another thing that you want to do during this call is you absolutely want to make sure that you reiterate the importance of them taking advantage of the bundled all-in package over their next 3 days, and the increase, even still, how that still benefits them over the next 4 days if they don't take advantage of the $29.97. It is your job during this period of time to share with them the value of the training that we have available to them, as well as if they are an affiliate, how that positions them for maximum earning potential in the pay plan. Okay, so making sure that they get all in during that 7-day period of time, no matter what. Okay. The third thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you get the commitment from the person to purchase their ticket to the next event, whatever the next event is, okay? You could be watching this replay right now and Charlotte is over, right? We've already been to Charlotte. And if that's the case, then the next event, whatever that city is and wherever and whenever it is, make sure that you get the commitment for the person to go back there and purchase their ticket to the very next event. And I already explained why I need to get people to the events. And then the final thing that you need to do during that call is make sure that everyone is aware of the new Fast Start training videos. Okay, that is extremely important. David has gone through every video and has done every single one, and I believe it is his best work in reference to Fast Start training videos, okay, and getting everybody on track, people understanding exactly what Empower Network is, how it works, and what the 8 core commitments are. If you can take 20 minutes out of your day to do a new member coaching call, to direct people to do a few simple things, and then they actually go through and do them, you'd be surprised how much information and how much more clear your new rep will be purely by you just directing them and guiding them to where they can find the correct information, along with getting them then plugged into our Dream Team Training Center, right? And then from there, they can join our Facebook groups and additional trainings and things of that sort. So you want to make sure that during that call, you're building the rapport. You want to make sure that you are getting them all in. You want to make sure that you are getting them to get their ticket to the next event. You want to make sure that you are getting them to complete those Fast Start training videos. And then, of course, finally getting them plugged into the Dream Team Training Center. Okay? Now, in reference to the homework assignment, that homework assignment is related to the new member or the new Fast Start trainings. That very first video that David has done, and if you've already watched the videos, then you know what I'm talking about. If you have not watched the videos, especially the very first one, the top video, like the intro video, I think it's like 36 minutes, 38 minutes, something like that, David goes over some information that's kind of like pre-frames the 8 core commitments, why you're here, Empower Network, the whole thing, right? And he also reveals what I guess he's calling the formula. Okay, and I guess I would call it like the formula to success, and it's not necessarily, doesn't have to be success with Empower Network. It's really just success with anything in marketing, right? But it's just more catered to Empower Network specifically. The homework would be, Nicole, for every single person to watch that video and to then extract what the formula is that David Wood goes over. There's 3 steps to it. And then to write a blog post about it. And it could be a written blog post. It could be a video blog post. You can speak it. It could be an audio blog post. I don't really care what method you use to share the information, but the reason I want you to do this is because, A, I need to make sure that you know what the formula is, right? Because we're getting ready to take off super, super fast here. And I want to make sure that, A, you know what it is. We can't get halfway down the road and then you come back to Nicole and you say, I don't even know what the formula is that you're talking about. Right? When we're sharing with you right now that your assignment is to go watch that whole video and extract that formula out. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when you can write it out, or you can do a video and speak it, or you can do an audio and speak it, and you can put that into a form that can now teach somebody else something, that helps you to solidify that information in your mind, in your heart, and it gives you the stance. It gives you now that posture to be able to speak with authority on certain things, right? Because you know it. And I want you to know this information so that you can move seamlessly through these processes that we've outlined and the things that Nicole is going to be doing with you without feeling like you're missing something, right? It's nothing to miss when you know what the formula is, okay? So that's the homework assignment. And then finally, I would just suggest that as you go through those Fast Start training videos, I mean, the goal isn't for you just to watch the first video and that's it. The homework assignment is to watch the first video and get the formula, but you know, it's really a requirement that you go through all of the Fast Start training videos, because if you're going to ask a new person in your new member coaching and direct them to go watch the Fast Start training videos, sometimes, you know, you won't feel comfortable asking people to do something that you haven't done, so then you'll just omit that, right? So like if you haven't gotten all in, even though I said to you, tell the person that they need to get all in, you won't say that. You won't say that in your new member coaching call because you hadn't gotten all in and you're going to be afraid to say it, right? If you haven't gotten your ticket to the event, you're not going to tell the person to get their ticket to the next event because you feel a little funny asking somebody to do something that you haven't done. So you have to do these things so that you can be the leader that you deserve to be and lead your organization to greatness. And Empower is looking for the next group of $1 million earners, right? I mean, David's vision is 100 new $1 million ring earners every single year. And you know, when I look at our overall organization and the caliber of people that we have here, Nicole, I've just declared that I don't see why we can't have 20 people every year that does that comes from our group. I don't see why we can't have 20% of the ring earners on stage from the Dream Team, right? From anywhere within our team, because I know that the people, we have the right people here. We just do. And our goal is to help you get there, but you've got to follow the plan and you've got to follow the sequence and you've got to do what your leader tells you to do, okay? So with that, Nicole, I am going to turn it back over to you. And that really wraps up really what I had to share, make sure everyone heard it directly from us. In addition to David, and know that we are on the same page, we are sharing the vision, and it's really time to buckle up our seatbelts and get the show on the road.
Well, thank you so much, Tracy. You know, I just say too, thank you for your commitment, honey, for doing what you're doing. But I would say to all of you guys, you know, I think for those of you who have been praying for a window, right? Because you go through stages and processes anytime you're in a business. And what I can say, guys, is as much as we want you to succeed, so does the ownership, because he's constantly reinventing or recreating ways to open up the doors for your success. And the reality is that, you know, it's so few people that are often diligent and dedicated that it's often a lot easier to get to the top than you realize. It just takes a bit of action and implementation and doing what it is that we're showing you to do, because you see a lot of rising stars. I know in New Orleans we had Paul Gardner, we had Bruce, you know, Felton had a chance to get on stage. They're getting their chance to really be acknowledged and recognized for their efforts and really doing what it is they need to do to build their businesses. And guys, it just takes a little bit of effort. So I would just say this, you know, we've gotten a lot covered on this call. We will be sending out the replay to the team. I'm just going to recap some of the things that I want you guys to understand from my personal standpoint and what my commitment is for just everything that you're involved with, from being an Empower Network to wanting to be internet marketers to wanting to create your own success stories. One of my biggest passions is truly helping people to leverage what it is that we're learning to create a career out of it. You know, we often talk about all the things that you can do, and the people who are doing different things and launching their careers in ways that, you know, they never knew possible. But what I'm going to be doing is showing you guys how. How do you do it? So it does require a commitment. You will need the resources, guys. We are going to be referencing from the trainings that we have in Empower, and I'm going to be mapping out for you all different ways that you can actually build your own online businesses, as far as taking this information and creating companies. Also using it to talk to other people who want to get into Empower Network, but they're scared of getting into another one of those things, and helping them to understand that this is actually Internet Marketing University, where you have an opportunity to learn and leverage a skill set that can open up the window of opportunities for you. You guys often hear me talk about it repetitively over and over again. I'm actually now out in the marketplace where I'm seeing for myself the lack of talent that we have out there available for so many businesses that need us. And so I will be helping you guys to really see the big picture, but also get the how-tos on really implementing this stuff, so you can understand the power of this opportunity that we have in our hands. So Tracey has given us a really good overview of what we need to do. If you are not all in, guys, here's the deal. Here is the deal. This is a ticket, a window where what do we pay, Trace? 51, 50, we paid 50, I don't remember how much we paid total. 50, I think we paid $5,500 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like $51.25. It's $3,500 for the master's course, $1,000 for 15K, that's $4,500, $500 for the Costa Rica, that's $5,000, $100 for Inner Circle, that's $5,100, and then the blog is $25, so $51.25.
And now they get it for $29.97.
And then the ongoing $125 for Inner Circle and the blog and the affiliate fee, yes, which is what we're all paying anyway.
Exactly. And so guys, you know, it's one of those things where when you have a desire for something, you attract it. And I'm pretty sure I can think about all the conversations Tracey and I have had about the expectations and goals and stuff like that, and just to see how things keep being transitioned to meet your desires. So do what you have to do to get in. You know that we'll be going into some real hardcore stuff. I got some awesome stuff I'm going to be sharing with you guys that will really allow you to use this information to build a six-figure career no matter what you choose to do. But it will also give you confidence to talk to people about the business, to share it on social media, to shoot videos and educate people and really show them all the things that we can do in our industries. It's going to be just a blessing for so many people. It's going to be just an open opportunity for people to see that they really can be an entrepreneur, run and own their own businesses, and make six figures because now they've adopted the skill. So we're going to be talking about that stuff, guys. I don't want to spend too much more time on it. I know we are 11 o'clock on the East Coast time. If you have any more questions, let me go through and look and see if there's any more questions that have popped up here on tonight. And if not, I will say this, just from a fast action bonus for anyone on here who is watching this on tonight. and you go ahead and you do the upgrade on this Wednesday night. I want to make sure, as long as there's not anything else going on, because I know Tracy's doing something tomorrow night, Monday night, at 7. But as long as there's nothing else going on Wednesday night, I'm going to do our first introductory video on how to create a six-figure career online. And that's going to give you guys an overview of how we're going to be pulling the information out, extracting the information out from what we're learning in Empower Network, and building a business model around it that you pretty much can do whatever you want with it. So it'll help you to understand how to go out there and get business, how to communicate what it is that we do to potential people who want to learn how to build businesses online. It's going to be able to help you to understand how to help all those people who are going from business to business to business, trying to make money, and they can't see what the missing element is to be able to create their success story. So that will be this Wednesday night at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. No, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll kick that off this Wednesday. If you're already all in, you're good. For those of you who get upgraded and get all in and take advantage of this opportunity by this Wednesday, you can get in on our six-figure career training that we're going to be doing, our overview or insight. We're going to show you guys how. So really excited about this, and that's about it. So I don't see any questions here. Guys, if you have any other specific questions, feel free to reach out to me in my inbox on Facebook or post it on the team site. I will post this link. If you guys can get this out to your teams, we want to make sure everybody is updated with all of the new changes with the homework assignment and everything. And let's get this puppy started. We have a sheet, a sign-in sheet going around for those who are going to be Charlotte attendees. So we hope to see you guys in Charlotte. Make a commitment to be there. I will be there for the Charlotte event. And that's about it, guys. It's a wrap. So thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you tomorrow. We got our 7 o'clock team. We're going to be doing another update call, and then the Empower Hour call on Monday night. All right? Anything else, Trace?
Lastly, I would just say, I know some of you guys are promoting this. I've seen it like on Instagram and stuff like that. You know, I would say for this, I mean, you can do what you want, but for this, keep it to your team, right? Because people outside of Empower, you know, they may understand what we're saying, they may not. We don't want to create confusion for you and generate questions in the marketplace for you to feel like you need to keep answering stuff. So some things we need to just kind of reserve for family right now. This would be one of those things. Spread it to all of your team members, of course. But if I were you, I would probably just, you know, not spread it. This is not a marketing, like we're not recruiting or anything in this, right? This is family business. So I would probably just refrain from it and not go haywire with promoting it. Just share it with your teams and make sure your organization is solid so that when we start moving, as we're kind of already starting to do, everyone's up to par and ready to go without, you know, feeling overwhelmed and things like that. So that was the only last thing I wanted to say, Nick. I'm ready to go, though. Let's rock it, dude.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, Chop. I know it's late for you. All right, you guys. Bye-bye. Have a good night.